I'm Dr. Sonica Krishan, and let me share with you today the 7 ways how your food could be very healthy and more favorable for you. This is because Ayurveda believes that if you have a good digestion, you're going to enhance your all the 7 tissues, and then the natural essence called as ojas that would be produced, and this ojas takes care of your natural immunity. You'll be more immune, you'll be having vital energy, you'll be having health, happiness, prosperity, everything, strength, well-being, longevity, what all you're looking for. So all you need to focus on is how you could invigorate your gastric fire. Gastric fire is called as agni, and because on the contrary, if the gastric fire is not working well, if your agni is not nicely charged up, in that case the food cannot be digested, and this undigested food, this causes lot of problem. This is the ama, and ama forms many other diseases that could be setting up in your system. So you should know that how the food, whatever you're taking, it can be more favorable for you and it can be more healthier for you. So now I will be sharing with you 7 ways how the food could be more healthy and more favorable for you. Yes friends, now I'll be sharing with you the 7 modes that how you can choose the right diet for you. These 7 modes of choosing the right and the correct and compatible diet for you, this is termed as Sapta Kalpanas in Ayurveda. So the first one, number 1, that is Subhava. Subhava is the basic nature. So you should, whatever the food you eat, you should know that what is the basic nature of the food and how it will be digested in your system. Because some foods are light by nature, like moong ki dal or many other foods, but then soups also, but then milk and milk products, or in dals, if we consider urad ki dal, this is heavy. So you should know which food is light and which food is heavy. Similarly, there are foods that are, some of the foods they could be unctuous and some are dry foods, and similar according to the properties they will be reacting in your body system. And then there are some foods having a cold potency, and there are some foods that will be having more of warm or hot potency. So you should know, you should be more selective. You should understand about the basic nature of the food you're eating and know your own digestion. What kinds of the foods that suit you more, and what kind of foods are actually not good for your system. You're not able to digest such foods, so you have to restrict taking those foods. So this was the number 1 mode of digestion and selection of food as suggested in Ayurveda. Now number 2, the second mode that you should be considering, that is samyog. Samyog means the right combination of what are the foods you eat. It is mentioned in Ayurveda that you need to avoid the foods that are incompatible by nature. So you should know that what food combinations would rather give an adverse effect on the system. Like it is mentioned in Ayurveda that if you take ghee or the clarified butter and honey in equal quantities, in that case that this combination becomes toxic. This could be resulting into many more maladies coming up. Then another one I can suggest to you, like you should not be taking milk and fish together. It is mentioned that when you take milk and fish together, this results into formation of many skin maladies. So when you know that what are the right combinations, you can be more selective and follow the sanyog, follow the right combination of food you eat. Yes friends, now the number 3 mode, that is sanskara. Sanskara is the expertise. So whatever the food, when the food is being prepared, it has to contain some accumulative effect of some of the processes, like using water, fire, and preserving the food in some specific conditions, containers in very hygienic conditions, basically mixing of the food and churning of the food, and preparing the perfumed herb pastes and the fresh juices, etc. There are many of the sanskaras that are always available, and these are the processes which add to the basic quality of the food. So you should be knowing about these also. This is the mode number 3, or sanskara. That is the expertise of food you eat. Now number 4. This is matra. Matra means the right quantity of food that you eat. So it has been prescribed that you should be taking the various foods according to the specific quantity of the food intake. This is Ayurveda recommends this in 2 forms. Either all the food items, they need to be they are mixed together and taken, a specific quantity is taken from it, and otherwise these are kept separately, and then you choose and decide and take a particular quantity for yourself individually. So this is termed as matra. Matra of the specific quantity, the right quantity that would suit you, whatever the mode of diet that you're taking. Now number 5. This is desha. Desha, or the place of production. So Ayurveda specifies that there are some specific indications for the food intake. It would have different qualities depending on from the place the food has been procured, and also the place where the finished product is taken. So this actually goes in tune with the manufacturing and the expiry date that is mentioned today. So the specific place in Ayurveda, this relates to basically it relates to environment and the climatic conditions, which is much in totality to the specific area where the food is produced and the food is to be taken. Now number 6. This is Kal. Kal is the accurate time when the food is to be taken. Because if you are taking the food in the right timing, this actually takes care of your right digestion and absorption, as well as assimilation of the diet that you are taking. So this would further depend on the actually many other factors like physiological nature, the seasonal impact, as well as the state of illness of the person who's taking the food. So what Ayurveda suggests is, whenever you're sitting to eat food, the previous meal that you've taken, that should have been nicely digested. So what will tell you that the food is digested, that is your natural hunger. You should be hungry when you sit to have your meal, and then it can result into better digestion. Now number 7. This is upyog. Upyog is the precise utility of the food. So there are some modes that has been mentioned in Ayurveda, which actually counts for the complete utilization and utility of the food. It mentions some discrete rules and regulations that should be followed so that you are able to digest whatever the food you eat. This is very important. This could actually accommodate some of the methodologies, like having the food in the most tranquil and most peaceful state, happy state of mind. It should be properly actually hygienic. It should be you should offer some rituals and prayers when you sit to have your food, and you should be eating with complete mental contentment and delight. You should have put all your senses in the food you eat. That is regarded essential so that you are able to digest the food. And also the food should be easily digestible for you. For this you should focus on that the food is nutritive, as well as it is unctuous, it is light, it is warm. So these are some of the natural properties that will help to enhance the proper digestion that you're having. So thank you, friends. It's always nice talking to you. Please take care that whatever the food you eat, it should be nicely digestible for you, because when it is digested well, it can actually enhance the ojas. Ojas is your vital energy. All your seven tissues would be enhanced very well, and then you'll be in a state of bliss, you'll be in a state of health and prosperity, and overall, and not only this, your bodily glow would increase. So taking the food in the right manner is so much needed, as suggested in Ayurveda text. Thank you so much. It's always nice talking to you. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can visit me. My website is www.drsonicakrishan.com, and you can always write an email to me. My email ID is sonicakrishan@gmail.com. Thank you, friends.